Joseph here from JohnTheHutDweller. You have to forgive my hair for right now. I had picked up my Quran, and I want to show you guys the Quran. Um, it's kind of funny. You can know a true Muslim, especially a true Muslim revert convert, by the type of Quran they carry. It'll be this one, Muhammad Mamadou Pickthall, and unless they're Shia, then they'll have Yusuf Ali. And here it is. You can see the Arabic, the phonetic, and the English. And I just started reading a part of it, and I said, I gotta talk about this. And I only read two of the sentences, and I figured let me just read this openly on YouTube and see if you can see the differences between Orthodoxy or your religion and Islam. It says, and those of them who were, and those of them who were some who believed therein, and of them some who disbelieved therein, hell is sufficient for their burning. Lo, those who disbelieve our revelation, we shall expose them to fire. As often as their skins are consumed, we shall exchange them for fresh skins, that they may taste the torment. Lo, Allah is ever mighty, wise. And as for those who believe and do good works, we shall make them enter gardens underneath which rivers flow, to dwell therein forever. There for them are pure companions, and we shall make them enter plenteous shade. Lo, Allah commandeth you that ye restore deposits to your owners, and if ye judge between mankind, that ye judge justly. Lo, comely is which Allah admonishes you. Lo, Allah is ever hearer, seer. O you who believe, I obey Allah, and obey the messenger of those who you are in authority. And if ye have a dispute concerning any matter, refer it to Allah and the messenger, if ye are in truth believers in Allah and the last day, that it is better and more seemingly in end. Hast thou not seen those who pretend that they believe which is revealed unto thee, and which are revealed before thee, how they would go forth for judgment in their dispute to false deities, when they have been ordered uh, to abjure them? Satan would mislead them far astray. And when they said unto them, Come unto which Allah hath revealed unto the messenger, you seest thou the hypocrites turn from their avaricious. How would it be if a misfortune smote them because of their own hands sent before, and there would they unto thee, swearing by Allah that they were seeking naught but harmony and kindness. Those are they, the secrets of the hearts Allah knoweth, so oppose them and admonish them and address them in plain terms about their souls. We sent the messenger to say that thou shouldst obey by Allah's leave, and if thou wrong themselves, but if thou hast unto asked forgiveness of Allah and asked forgiveness of the messenger, they would have found Allah forgiving, but nay, the Lord they have not believed, and they make dispute. Do you see that? Do you see what that is? Now, my hair looks ridiculous. In there, you see the hell that is described. And as much as Christ talked about hell, and as much as we see, we only get little glimpses of what it is, and it's always an allegory or parable. This is in full description. This actually reminds me of the Coptic apocalypse of Peter. In many of the Gnostic writings or the Apocryphal writings in the New Testament, which actually describe hell. And then it describes a very Persian paradise-like garden where rivers flow, where there's nice-looking women. And then it goes in to keep saying, well, if you have disputes, never dispute against uh, uh, the messenger of God. The messenger of God is right. Believe in the last day. And you can see some parallels with Christianity, but one thing that strikes you beyond the poor reading that I gave is that it doesn't really make sense. It's all out of context. It's speaking in the third person and then the first person, and then it's speaking to somebody, and then it's really jumbled. And they keep having to say, well, it can't ever be translated. The strange thing is that even the people who reading it in Arabic is much harder because people read it in Arabic when it is actually a transitional form of Arabic from Nabatean, and it relies heavily on Aramaic. And the Christians who can speak Aramaic, because the Christians in Syria are pretty much the only people that can speak Aramaic today, uh, can read it a lot better than the Muslims. It's very strange. We talk about heaven and hell, and you see the Orthodox view of heaven and hell if you've watched the videos, mine or All Saints Monastery or whatever. In the Quran, people try to say, "Oh, those are parables about the virgins." Clearly, it's not. You're in hell. You're getting burned alive. Do you burn up into nothing? No, your flesh keeps getting renewed. I was always told the reason why you don't commit suicide is because you'd be committing suicide over and over again. It just keeps repeating. Yeah, we will be resurrected in the body, says the Orthodox Christians, but we're not going to a pleasure palace. In the Quran, we hear about rivers of wine and honey and milk. The fantasies of somebody living in the desert. What they would want to have: women, water, wine, trees, shade. And modern day apologists would say, "Oh, those are just." That's what he saw. What heaven you may see is different, but yet they forget that this is the unalterable word of God sent down from heaven, and this exists on a table in heaven, which is perfectly preserved. When people say, well, Christianity has the same type of stuff as Islam, well, we can say there's a form of heaven and hell. Again, even talking about it as Orthodox, we also say heaven and hell are the same place. We also, we say there's a lot deeper meaning, and it's hidden behind um, different words. The Quran is very plain, which I have to give them credit, because a lot of Christians, oh, make it plain, make it. The Quran is very plain, and you have to, when dealing with something hard, kind of pull back and get very mystical and try to say it's not plain. It doesn't really mean that, to avoid a 7th century mindset. Uh, and I don't mean to say that those people back then were bad or stupid, because we look at the writings of many of the monastics or church fathers, or even more ancient than the Quran, we see that it's a transcendent mindset. It's not just for their time. They were speaking beyond it. Uh, this looks like a man giving orders just as if his revelation of God would collapse right after it. Did Muhammad think that his message would live beyond him? And you see a lot of thought crime in there, don't you? Oh, if you think this about the messenger, then this and that. I mean, Christ said things like, those who those who disbelieve in the Christ, reject God. But did Christ try to set up a government and dictate people's lives and how they should do this? If anything, he was tearing the laws away, of saying, no, you don't, no, 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 no. It's all about love and forgiveness. And if you want to really follow me, sell all your items and go out to the poor. Joseph Smith, like Muhammad, instead of taking the law of Moses and saying, okay, we're going to have that with Christ, which is totally blasphemous, they set up the new laws. And the new laws are a lot scarier than the Old Testament. I used to think the Old Testament was much harsher than Quran, obviously. And I went back and I read the Old Testament. And I said, this is a breeze, you know, because when I was reading it, and nobody can follow these rules. And still, I think it's very harsh. Again, Bronze Age type civilization. But to think that a law code written 4,000 years ago is much more compassionate than one 1,500 years ago is quite shocking. I think I'm going to start just reading surahs from the Quran so people can actually hear them. Because when they say, I've read the Quran, it's a book of peace. You're a liar. You haven't read the Quran. It's like when people say, I've read the entire Bible, and this... Really? You sat down and read through the even Chronicles, Leviticus? The Bible is not to be read in one shot. Or just read like a novel. There's a lot of in-depth things about it. But even if somebody read the Bible, they wouldn't walk away saying, "Wow!" And it'd be, "Oh wow, this is very strange. There's histories, there's hymns. How does this relate to this?" I mean, if you read it, you had any interest in it, you'd go, "Whoa, wait, okay, where does this psalm fit into this time period? Oh, Christ's prophecies match up with this," and That's why they have study Bibles. I'm gonna go through and start reading surahs from the Quran, or at least I'll try. I got to keep busy because, again, I don't think I'm gonna get much sleep these next couple days. Kind of got a lot on my mind. Peace to you.